Okay. Saying here today, we pray that we'll get the best out of it, and we are well guided by the grace of God. Now, nobody said amen. No, that amen is too small. All right, now let's move on straight to business of the day. All right, straight to business of the day. Like I said, I decided to put this on slide because I discovered people will follow better, people will understand it more. All right, when it's on slide. So it was already 7 o'clock, or past 7 already when I started preparing this slide. So it is very possible that you're going to see lots of mistakes. Lots of mistakes from this slide. All right, are we together? All right. Please let's pay attention, please. All right, let's pay attention, please. All right. It's very, very possible that we're going to be seeing lots of mistakes from the slide. Yes, that's true. All right, but I want you to forgive those mistakes, because those mistakes are just a testimony for me that I'm human. All right, and I can actually make mistakes. If I'm not just mistakes, but lots of mistakes. Okay, that's it. So, but I want you to pay close attention. I decided to do this training and even put it on slide because my mentor did this training. How many of you are part of the training? He did something about Challenge 36 recently. When was that? Was it on Thursday night, right? On Thursday night, yes. My mentor did that as a person of Dr. Victor. He did that, strictly for those in the primaries and those in the secondary, right? And I discovered that lots of you missed it. Lots of people missed it. Please, let's avoid these calls and all that, all right? For me, I've already put my phone on silent. In fact, it's even flat, all right? So let's avoid, let's just pay attention, okay? So that we'll get the best, so that we don't make mistakes. So, it's a game of numbers. When you talk about Challenge 36, right? That's why I decided to put it in, to let you understand that it's a numbers game, all right? But he did that training. But what I discovered was there were lots of people that missed it. Apart from some of you that were not eligible for it, some were not permitted to go in because we are not in Challenge 36. So because of that, we are not permitted to be part of the training. But for some, you were part of Challenge 36, but maybe I think you missed it. Maybe it was impromptu. I won't say impromptu per se. Maybe, you didn't get information, or perhaps you forgot about the meeting or something. Please, if you're one of those that missed it, let me see your hand, please. You're not part of that training he did on Challenge 36. That was on Thursday or Friday or thereabout. Thursday. Please, if you're one of those that missed it, please let me see your hand. Let me know if this training is going to be worth repeating. Because if there are not much people, I'll just forget about it. Let me see those that missed it. Okay, we're quite much. All right, so a good number of us attended it. All right, but this, in addition to what my mentor did, will be a kind of a build up on it. What do I mean by a build up? There are some other additions I'm going to I put in this so that you can appreciate it better, you can understand it. And there's also a reason why I decided to make it for the entire team. Ideally, this is not supposed to be for everybody. It's supposed to be strictly for those who at least are Kingsmen. What it means, if you're in the business and you're not done with your SMO checklist, you are not supposed to be part of this training. But I deliberately opened it to the entire team. So take note, if you're here, please, I want you to see this as a big privilege. All right, it's a big privilege. And why are you being given this privilege? Because I have a peculiar nature. I always believe this thing. Stars are rising, there are lots of people with potentials. Some of you, the information you'll be getting here, you might find it confusing. But this is what I always tell you. Please enjoy the confusion. Please tell your neighbor, enjoy the confusion. And that is especially if you are new in the business, you don't understand because some things will just be like, well, you still pick one or two things. But some things will get you confused. Just enjoy the confusion, all right? Because why? When it starts making sense, now you're going to be far, far ahead of those, all right, who didn't get the privilege of getting this information you're getting today, all right? That's it. Because at some point in time, when you move on in the business, you start seeing the T's, the dots will start, dotting themselves, the T will start crossing themselves and all that. And you'll be reflecting, oh, yes. He mentioned this. So in the meantime, if you're finding it difficult to understand what we're saying, just enjoy the confusion, okay? That's it. Enjoy the confusion in the meantime. But I want to assure you, I put it in the simplest way possible so that you might not even need to get confused. All right. That is it. And I also encourage, if you're on Zoom, all right, please and please stay till the end. If you know your battery is flat, I know some of you are connecting from offices. Okay, you can't see the video. From different offices, I can see them in our office and other places. Some are from other offices. Stay till the end of this thing. Because at the end of this, there's something very powerful I'll be doing. All right? That is it. There's something very, very powerful I'll be talking about. I intended talking about it at the beginning, but I decided to delay till the end. So if you didn't stay till the end, of course, you definitely miss it. So let me do this, because what is happening is I decided to run this training now because there's something coming up this week. And what is that? Let me hold on that. We're going to talk more about that towards the end. All right. Now, the idea is this. After getting this knowledge, the idea is some of you will start immediately. Some of you, your explosion will come immediately after the summit. Yes. So, you know, when you explode and you explode rightly, it makes sense. But when you explode wrongly, it's a problem. All right. I want when you're exploding after the summit. All right. That's for those of you that have gotten your ticket. If you've not gotten your ticket, don't worry. We're coming to that. All right. Now you explode rightly. And guess what? 90 days after the summit will be something massive for you. All right. That's it. So this is challenge 36. And I decided to put this on slide so that maybe you can take notes. All right, but I'll be very fast, please, very, very fast, because we're already behind schedule and I have other mentorship meetings. Okay, that's it. So let's start from somewhere. What is challenge 36? Who want to tell me what challenge 36 is? Anybody has an idea? What's challenge 36? What's challenge 36?
The best millionaire project plan.
The best millionaire project plan. This guy is smart. Hey! Hey! 38138. Wahala. The best millionaire project plan. Anyway. Expo is good though. Smart guy. All right. Now, this is the simplest way I decided to put it. It's one of the best millionaire project plan that I know currently. All right. And it was designed by the president of C21FG. All right. So challenge 36, it means itself is a millionaire project plan. That's one thing you must understand. All right. And I must tell you the truth. It's the best that I know. I've searched. And this, I'm saying it without bias. Without bias. There are lots of people, even in other, what it means, it tells you that there are other type of millionaire project plan. Yes. That's what it simply tells you. There are many roads that leads to the market. You must not go through challenge 36 before you become a millionaire. There are people in other maybe network marketing businesses and they are becoming millionaires, right? And they don't have anything like challenge 36. But one thing I want to tell you is this is second to none. It is the best you can ever get. More assured, and guess what? Tested and proven. Yes, we've tested it. It has raised lots of millionaires. All right. And who designed it? And who is he? He's the top one worldwide currently. Yes, he's an ambassador and a doctor. He's the top one, highest in the company in the whole world as at the time of this training. Why did I say as at the time of this training? Meaning now. Why? Simply because very soon some of you become the top one. Yes. Very soon Dr. Omar will become top one in the world. Very soon, guess what? You're going to become top one in the world. Nobody will know Joseph Lim. Nobody will know Ambassador Michael. Nobody will know Carlos Bonaventura. They'll become legends in their own capacity. You will be the one, top one worldwide. Daddy, it is going to be you, top one worldwide. That's why I said he is top one worldwide as at when? Now. And who is the next? Did you get the logic? That is it. So he's the president and the top one worldwide as at now. All right. And guess what? Don't worry, when I become top one worldwide, say it. Dr. Omar is the top one worldwide as at when? As at that time. Because you're going to be the next. And some of you might even be coming before me. You know, you can't tell. That's the nature of the business. Let's move on. That's challenge 36. Now the question is, why challenge 36? Some of you are laughing. It's the truth. I'm very open with what I say, okay? That's it. So why do you need challenge 36? You see, challenge 36 is an amazing game plan. All right. But let me start by telling you my setback story before I give you the importance. All right. These are the reasons why you should go with challenge 36. This is my setback. And I see many leaders in my shoes currently My setback was this. Please, the maximum capacity for Zoom is 100. I can see we're about close to 90 now on Zoom. So once it's 100, any other person trying to log in will not be able to enter, except maybe I later upgrade it. So if you have anybody, it's still increasing. Now, this is my setback story. When Challenge 36 came on board, it came with the blueprint of last year. The blueprint is released every year. So the blueprint, now take note of this. Let me give you this information. Every year, at the beginning of the year, all right, the president, Ambassador Michael, the leader of organizations, prior to that time, is already preparing, is already mapping out. If you go back to the 21 laws of irrefutable laws of leadership, you see the law of navigation. You must be a good navigator. You must be someone who knows how to work, how to forecast and all that. So that it's a thorough leadership skill. So that you don't just lead people, put them in your ship and just go and put them in one place in the ocean with try and error. You can do try and error on yourself. Don't do it with people. Yeah? And then you just go and sink them. You don't want to do that. All right. So guess what? Is the truth. All right. So guess what he does usually, all right, together with brainstorming with other masterminds, they sit together, they brainstorm on it, and then they bring out a blueprint. The essence of the blueprint, it gives you a guide. It tells you where you need to channel your energy. So that year, guess what? You can be the best possible that year and beyond. Now, the essence of that blueprint is just like the name implies, it's a blueprint. It just tells you like a roadmap, what you need to do. So it means once the blueprint is released, guess what? There are people that will study it and use it. There are people that will not study it and they will never use it. That's how it is. And what the result of it is, you just see some people struggling, while some other people are recording what? Massive success. That's how it is. And it will look like magic, to those who don't understand it. So when he gave out that blueprint, I studied the blueprint. In fact, he even videoed it. The blueprint was even on a video. Before he even released the slide, he did a video on it, explained the blueprint. He didn't want people to just read it, to their understanding. He explained it to his own understanding, all right? And I understood it to the best of my capacity. But guess what I did? This is my setback story. Guess what? Knowledge is one thing, right? Application is another thing. It was one of the big mistakes I made, failing to apply knowledge. When I understood, I saw a Challenge 36, and guess what the mastermind did? Immediately, he applied it. And, ideas, like they say, it doesn't come like fully formed like this, right? As you continue to work on them, it begins to make more sense. But guess what? All I knew was that Dr. Umar wanted to raise millionaires. All Dr. Umar knew was I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted to not just be a millionaire. I wanted to be a two-comma club. I wanted to be a multi-millionaire mentor. I want to just, become successful in the business. And I had this strong belief, and that was very, very erroneous. I had this strong belief that once I continue to do my grind, I was doing my activities. I continue to run presentations. Once I continue to run presentations, once I continue to, do these bookings, I continue to, do my activities as normal as possible, even as aggressive as possible, right? I know with time, guess what? It will just, down on me that I'll achieve all my goals. After all, I'm working hard, isn't it? But guess what? Little did I know that even if I continue to work that hard, maybe it's possible one day, but far-fetched. So I kept on pounding and pounding. You know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. At the end of the day, can you remember when the mastermind came up with that Challenge 36 idea? February. When did we start it? No. I mean, when did we speak on it and started running on it? It was April. We started April, right? We brought it February. I wasted February, and I wasted March. And guess what I was doing in February and March? I was busy, doing the old things, the things I was doing that was giving me some level of results, but just pushing and pulling. But guess what? By March ending, after wasting my February and my March, by March ending, that very day I was with Accountant Kabir. Was that correct? When that celebration was being done, was it me and you, or was it me and Marcus? Good. Good. We were in PDP quarters. You can see that celebration that day. They were celebrating lots of people. And these persons they were celebrating were people that were not long enough in the business. In fact, you are even older than them in the business. And guess what? They were celebrating them for ranks that were higher than my rank. These are people that joined the business far after I joined the business. And they were being celebrated for ranks and achievements bigger than what I've achieved in my years of being in the business. But something caught my attention. Of course, I knew I had learned it the hard way. But what caught my attention was I began to look at what is the brain behind this whole challenge that is 16. And there I was driving. We're together. Akan and Kebu were together. I was driving in PDP quarters here in Suleja. I went to pick my family from somewhere. Then I told Akan and Kebu, what did I say? That can you remember? I said, I have caught it. I said, accountant, watch it. We are going somewhere. I said, I have caught it. I know that day, even he himself didn't understand it. Just the thing just came into my head. I said, I have understood it. And I have caught it. Watch us. We are going to just watch in the next celebration. I say, watch out for 381D. Guess what I did? I simply left every other thing I was doing and I focused on the blueprint, on the roadmap, Challenge 36. At the end of the day, what happened? It didn't only happen to be, I became a tertiary supervisor, but guess what? With a double honor award, with lots of millionaires, with lots of secondary supervisors, and guess what? Everything started making sense for 381D more than any other time. Now, it means this would have been done since the month of February. We didn't do it in February, we didn't do it in March. We started thinking about it around June. June or thereabout, June, July or thereabout, right? What it just simply means, I wasted 2 whole months, 90 special days that I've used for something significant. Now, let me tell you what is happening to some people currently. Why did I give you this story? The reason is because there are leaders currently in my team, in this team. Guess what they are doing? And not just this team, in C1FG, worldwide. They wish so much for success. They want to become millionaires. They want to raise millionaires. They want to do a lot. But what they are simply doing is they've placed their ladder on hard work instead of placing it on strategy. If you place your ladder on hard work, well, it's possible you might still get there, but it takes longer time. But when you rest your ladder on strategy and put hard work on it, guess what? You get it faster. I have a leader I've been telling for the past almost since when Challenge 36 started, since I caught it, running close to a year now, right? Since about April, May, I've been singing Challenge 36 to that leader. Guess what? Let me tell you something about that leader. That I don't want to mention his name. That leader, even as I speak till date, is still playing with Challenge 36. That leader has a downline. Guess what? That leader has a downline who is not a leader. But guess what? He's not only in the secondary, but has raised other secondaries. That same downline, who is not even yet a leader, is making far more income than his leader. And what is just the difference between them? And that leader is Challenge 36, yes, of course. And that leader, guess what? Is still struggling, trying to what? Harmonize, trying to gather things, trying to make things meet, trying to juxtapose, make things better. But the downline of that leader is basking in what? In not just income, but in rest of mind. And when I looked at them, one day the leader complained to me, doctor, mentor, this is it, look at what I'm facing. I told him, I said, look, drop everything you are struggling for, all these things you are hustling on. Just go and face this challenge. That's it. Make it the issue so that everybody takes it as the issue. I told him this same thing again, repeatedly, about 3 months back. But the unfortunate thing is this is January. They are still not taking the advice. If the leader is listening to me, I'm sure he should be able, if he's sensitive enough, he'll be able to pick it. Now, why am I saying this? Because guess what? This was a lesson I learned. I wasted 2 months. But this guy is not wasting 2 months. He's wasting nearly close to a year now. He's wasting close to a year. And for some of you, I can never pray this, but some of you that will not understand this thing, I will not focus on this challenge 36, will waste more time. Please avoid it. Focus on this thing. Understand your roadmap. The earlier, the better, so that you know where you are climbing, so that you don't waste your time. You don't have to go through and waste 90 days like I wasted. Some of them now are not even learning. They are not even doing it harder. They are even doing it in a more difficult way. I wasted 2 months and you want to waste 1 year. Why? That's my setback story. It was a major setback for me, but let that not be anybody's portion. Somebody say amen. Amen. Now let's move on. What is the importance of challenge 36? The simple truth is this. There are lots of importance, all right? As we move on, the importance will spell out for themselves. Just watch and get the knowledge of the importance of Challenge 36. There are so many things. Every single one of you want to become millionaires. Every single one of you want to become successful. You want to do more. What I will tell you is this: with Challenge 36, nearly everything you are pursuing in this business is possible. One of my team members ran to me and told me, Doctor, all these things, they're just talking. Even this statistics code, all this, it's not really my headache. My headache is I want to just, my target is not my target. My target is I want to just hit this 1 million. I told him, I said, calm down. Calm down. What did I tell him? Calm down. Do you know what? Generate that statistics code first. That is your target first. Make that your priority. It's like somebody say, look, all this WAEC, it's not my problem. My problem is to just get my PhD. Let me be a doctor. What do you tell the person? Calm down. Tell him calm down. It's gradual. It's the truth. That's how it is. Just calm down. That's the truth. Because many people they just believe that through the hard work they'll just hit it. Even if you do hit it, you know how it is. You do get the degree. And guess what? When it's time now, you want to contest one political, that's when they will remind you that you didn't write WAEC. And I think that's the apple. So what it means, even if you do hit it, for example, you do hit 1 million, you can't get it the second month. It's not sustainable. That's the reason why if you check it, even there are some leaders who within sit one, boom, they hit over 1 million. Do it the second month, let's see. They can't. Did you get the logic? That's it. So we're going to learn more about the importance as we move on. There are 3 degrees of Challenge 36. The first one is what? Of course, the second one is what? And the third one is what? But I want to let you know, don't worry, very soon there should be a 4th one. Yes, they should look for another one. The reason is because this tertiary, a lot of you will soon enter it. Yes. Maybe we'll look for the PhD, right? Okay. All right. So those are the 3 degrees. But you need to understand how the degrees work. All right. What we're explaining is Challenge 36. A lot of people call me, we are 95 now on Zoom. If you have a team member that is not, once it's 100, nobody can enter again. We are 95 on Zoom. So once it's 100, anybody trying to log in, they'll tell you that the room is full. All right. That is it. So the degrees of Challenge 36, you have the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary. All right. That is it. But I want you to understand the way these degrees work. Because this is the Millionaire Project Plan. You know, at the point in time where you become a millionaire, you know at the point in time what you need to be doing. Now, in this business, what I've discovered is just know what is important to you at any particular time. Don't try to jump or teleport. Don't try to teleport, because most times what it does when you teleport, you know, you still teleport back. All right? Just know what is important, crush it as fast as possible and move on. You can be so rapid and be so fast. When I say calm down and be gradual, doesn't mean you should be slow. No. You can be so fast in achieving what you need to achieve. But what is important is ensure you are following it what? Stepwise. Let's start with primary criteria. Are we moving? Yeah. Good. Follow me closely. Excuse me. Let's start with primary criteria. Now, for the primary criteria, all right, in Kingsmanship, it's when you have invested or enrolled into the millionaire, you've been enrolled into the Millionaire Project Plan. Your leader has seen you competent, has seen you eligible, and guess what? Finally, he has what? Enrolled you into the Millionaire Project Plan. And there are things you must meet up. These are the standard criteria. I know sometimes some leaders compromise some criteria. Sometimes we, compromise, just to, give people a chance. If you're given a chance, it's a privilege. Take it serious. But please take note for leaders. This is the standard criteria. This is something you should ensure. The essence of this standard, we might compromise some of these standards, but it's just at the end of the day, we might have little one or more challenges. All right? But take note of this. These are things you should understand, all right, before you get people into the what? Into the primary challenge. In primary challenge, one of the first criteria is what? Be a Kingsman. Complete your SMO checking. So you might not have been admitted into the Kingsman platform, but you can still run your Challenge 36. Sometimes we just watch you, how you perform even in Challenge 36 before we finally add you in. All right? That's it. So be a Kingsman, meaning be done with your SMO checklist. And once you're a Kingsman, what it simply means is, the second one is what? It means while you are going through SMO checklist, remember there's a part of the SMO that says invitation script. So you can see the way these things are designed. That's why when I mentor people, when I teach people the business these days, I focus so much on getting them through the SMO checklist, even more than even getting them connections. All right, yes. I focus so much on teaching them, training them, teaching them everything about the business. And once they master it, everything just becomes seamless. It just looks, easy for them. So invitation, this person knows contact recommendation, meaning you are entering the primary challenge. When you started the business, look at the basic thing. All you do is submit your 50 contacts, do all these things. Your leader books it, you get sign-ups and all that. When you are in the you are still not yet a Kingsman, you are going through a SMO checklist. There are pockets of activities. And I've told leaders, divide it into 2. Don't make it 50-50, make it 70-30. 70% of a new connector's attention should be on what? SMO, learning. 70% of their energy when they come into the business should be on learning. Let them know. Tell them that, look, this thing will get so easy. It will become easy peasy if you understand it to the depth. A lot of them are so much in the head. No. They want to tell you what? No. Make them understand it. If they put in 70% of their energy in learning and understanding this business, right? The remaining 30%, they should channel it on what? On invitation, do other activities, that will get them some basic results. If they dare put in 70%, they'll finish their SMO even in less than a month. And you know what that means? In the next 3 months, where they will be in the business, they'll be like almost a year ahead of someone who has failed to go through the SMO checklist. They might look slow at the beginning. They might appear slow at the beginning. What I've discovered is when they finally get it right, do you know what happens? What it simply means is you see somebody that has been getting signed up, the person has been doing well in the business, look as if he's doing well. But guess what? Someone has been looking slow 1 whole month as if nothing is happening. Now, 1 month for the both of them. 2 months added, 3 months down the line, that person is like 1 year ahead of the other person. That's what happened. So get them into activities. There are pockets of activities here and there. They're inviting, they're using, IPI, and let me tell you another advantage. When you go take people through the SMO checklist, you can easily teach them IPI faster than you can. Is that true? That's true. They can learn instant prospecting and inviting. They can learn IPV. They can even do all these things to Zoom, physically to the office and all that. So they learn faster and they can do more and better. All right, that's it. But the idea is this: by the time they are done with the SMO checklist, by the time they are in week 4, all right, ordinarily it means invitation is no longer a big deal to them, because by that time they already have 1 or more team members. Some of them are so smart, even when they start getting down, before they even start getting downline, they already started learning how to book. Do you have some people like that in your team? They've not gotten a single person, but they already learned, yes, of course, some of the things in advance they are supposed to be doing when they start getting people in their team. Did you get the logic? So it's an advantage for them. So the idea for primary criteria, the idea for qualifying to the primary is this person knows how to invite. All right. Please, if a person does not know how to invite or does not have the idea of booking and all that, it's almost not too, necessary putting the person in challenge 36. But I don't see any sense it makes for me to put you in primary challenge and I'm booking for you. Does it make sense? It's not necessary. Those of you that are in the secondary are the ones saying it here because you understood it. When I was telling you then, you didn't want to listen. You were loading them in. It's not necessary putting a person that doesn't know how to invite in challenge 36 primary. So they will learn invitation. The idea is for them to start what? Pursuing 36 codes. That's the game. The game is to generate 36 codes in 1 month. All right, that's it. So if you don't know how to invite, it means there's a problem. Invitation is the gateway skill. Yeah. Eric said it's the gateway skill. It's the skill that can make you money even before you start having, even you don't know any other skill. But you can be making lots of money once you master this skill. It's about the most critical skill in the business amongst all other 7 skills. You might not know how to present. You don't even need to know how to talk. You don't even need to know how to market or do anything. But guess what? Just because you know how to invite, you can be making lots of money in the business. That's it. So it means once they're in primary and they have this skill, they can move independently. The next thing is that this person should have an idea. It is better for the person if he has an idea, understands the 4 keys of effective discipleship. Please, can anybody tell me those 4 skills? Those 4 keys Who can tell me the four keys? Educate, delegate, regulate, and appreciate or celebrate. All right, whichever one. All right. This person will understand it to some degree. Because when a person is done with the SMO checklist, it is only natural that the person has some team members, isn't it? Because guess what? You are booking for your downlines. And what it means, you already have some people. You are not just booking for them, but what are you doing? You are educating them on what you've done. They say you can't give what you don't have, isn't it? Yes. So this person has read your first year in network marketing. You don't have to finish your SMO checklist before you understand the four keys. It's a talent. Some people can be as if they are born with it. And guess what? You are done with your SMO check. I mean, with the first week. Someone is just starting the business. Wow. You know what? I am in week 2 now. But you see, this book I'm about to give you is for week 1. Thank God you are just starting. I'm giving you this book because it was one of the books that helped me. And if I had not studied it, I won't be in week 2. So can I give you the book so that you can go through it? The person says yes. He's educating. He's educating the person. And he delegates. And after delegating, guess what? After then he called. Okay, okay, I'll call you back in the next, by tomorrow you should be done, right? Okay, good. All right, the next day he calls. How far have you gone? Okay, you are done with it. Okay, good. Wow. Wow, man, I appreciate you. God bless you. You know what will happen? We are going straight to the next activity. Once the person understands these four keys, it means he can effectively take people through the SMO checklist. It means there's some elements, there's some drips of leadership in that person. Some drips of leadership in that person, right? That is it. He understands how to educate people to some degree, encourage people, delegate activities to them, tell them what to do, and then check on them for feedback, and more importantly, appreciate every single thing they do, or celebrate them whenever they do it, right? Celebration does not necessarily mean you are giving a plaque or certificate, all right? Celebration comes in different forms. So it means this person has some level of understanding of this. Are we learning something? Yes. Understanding. And then guess what? This is another criteria. This person, if he knows how to present, that's why I said it's not what? It's not compulsory. If the person has an idea of presentation or knows how to present, because that's the time for many of them in 381 day, you know what started happening? They've already started, some of them have already, in fact, there are some of them, they already know, you know, we have lots of them, they started presenting before finishing their SMO. Is that true? Yes, we have them. They started learning presentation even before finishing their SMO. Even though that's not, you know, a thing on them. It's not really a thing that should bother them. Please don't bother them with that. It's not an issue. All right? So it's just a what? It's a plus. It's an additional advantage for them. All right? But not, it's not a criteria. It's not a true criteria. It's not compulsory that they must present. It's not compulsory. A lot of people can generate lots of income. You see, these are people disturbing us. Eh? Please, you should go to the window and be listening there. Please, you shouldn't disturb us. All right? That's it. So presentation is just a plus, but not compulsory. Please, let's focus. You see why late coming is distracting? Yeah? Oh, it's not a late comer. Oh, you went to be calling your team members, your downline. He's already 100. Nobody can enter again. We're already 100 online. Okay, so you are the one that went and fill it up. Yeah, you went and completed it 100. Nobody can enter again. Nobody can enter the Zoom. It's already 100. That's the maximum we can get. All right. Anybody trying to enter now, you tell them that the meeting is full. It's beyond capacity. So if the person knows how to present, is a plus. I have lots of people who learned how to present. In fact, some of them, let me even tell you the amazing thing. Some of them learned how to present even before making their payment. Yes. It's not a joke. I'm serious. We still have some of them that are here. They are presenting. Their payment is not complete. True or true? Where's Marcus? Don't you have them in your team? You have them plenty in your team. They're already presenters, but they've not completed their payment. They are still struggling, looking for the money by all means. And guess what? They are presenting. All right? So it's just a plus. It's an additional advantage. And let me give you this. Let me tell you this to leaders. If you see anybody that is keenly interested in presentation, all right, please don't deny them the privilege. The only thing you do is make sure you prioritize what is still important to them. Let them focus their energy more on what is important to them at that point. But guess what? If they so wish, and especially if they have the time to meet up with everything they need to do, and they're ready to create an extra time to learn this, don't deny them the privilege. For me, I hold this this strong belief that there is no special criteria for presentation to say that you must reach a level in this business before you start presenting. Presentation is a choice. Somebody say a choice. A choice. It's a choice. You like to do. You know, you can be 1 year, 2, 3 years in the business, even 5 years in the business, and you might not be a presenter. Is it not true? Yes. Is it compulsory that you must be a presenter before you make money? No. But you can become a presenter even when you are not making anything. So that's why it's a choice. Once a person chooses and loves to do it, and 381 is blessed with that, most times you just realize that nearly everybody is a presenter. If you take, how many of you are presenters? Let me see your hand. If you know you can present, please, I want you to raise your hand because we are actually taking real sense. Raise your hand. Can you see the numbers? Can you see the numbers? That's how 381 is. It's just like a normal thing. People just do it. It's like a thing of, I don't know how it just happened. People just go, they just learn presentation and start presenting. In other teams, guess what? There's a level they want you to reach. You need to start making some money and all that and all. And the amazing thing, these people are just there. Some of them are new in the business and they are presenting. So it's just what it is. All right. So that's the basic thing, criteria for primary. Once you have this, what next? Now, what are the targets and possibilities? What are the targets and possibilities? And this is where you start understanding the importance of Challenge 36. That's why I didn't talk much about it. Now, what are the possibilities and targets? Your primary target, or what your target while you're in primary, and what are possibilities for you? Now, your target while in primary is to generate 36 code, isn't it? Yes. 36 code, that's it. So write that first. 36 code, that's your target while you're in primary. And the idea of 36 code is this: once you generate 36 code, there's a way your business is naturally structured. You would have downlines, definitely. Is it possible for somebody to have 36 code without a downline? No. It's not possible. So you must have downlines, not even downline, but downlines, right? That's it. So you might have 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe 10. So your business is now structured in such a way, right? In such a way that you can earn lots of income. Lots of income are possible. And one of such income is why you generate 36 code. It is very, very possible that you can become a what? A P250. Some of us are so burdened with this writing. I mean, I don't write writing much. You know this thing, this whole thing I'm giving you, I wrote it this morning. Because I just believe when I'm done it and all right. But I want you to follow me even when you are writing. Let me have a sense that you're following me. All right. So one of the possibilities is what? P250. What's P250? 250. It's not a recognized rank in C21MG. This one is for we. Why I recognize P250 is because it's doctor's salary. I hope you know. There are many doctors that don't make 250,000 a month. So if you're in this business making 250, as a doctor, I was not making 250,000 a month. So that's why once I've mentored anybody, I trained you, and you are making up to 250,000, me, I will celebrate you. Even if they didn't celebrate you, me, I will what? I will celebrate you. Well. Yes, because you are doing well, at least to some degree. Because as a doctor, my salary was 100 and something thousand. All right. So if you make 250,000 in this business, P250 is a possibility. Is it not good money? Almost the amount of your salary. Exactly. So it's a good money. All right. That's it. And guess what? Even in primary, take note. In primary, another possibility is what? P500. That's power 500, which is making up to 500,000 a month in a month. Or I mean, cumulatively in a month. It is possible. But guess what? It is rare. Most times I've seen this in people with what? 15 accounts. So those that have less than 15 accounts, sometimes in the first month they can make 100 and something thousand, maybe up to 200,000 or slightly above. But when they enter secondary, finally, they begin to make something, close to power 500. All right. So power 500 is possible for someone in the primary, but if you don't have 15 accounts, just forget about it, right? Just overlook it. That's it. Another possibility is what? So you generate your 36 code and you enter secondary challenge. Now the idea is in 36 code is you already have people in your team. When you have generated your 36 code, 36 code simply means 36 accounts registered in your team. It doesn't necessarily mean 36 human beings. It doesn't mean 36 connectors. All right. It simply means 36 what accounts, meaning one person can come with 15 accounts. Another person can come with 15 accounts, making how many codes? 30 codes. One person comes with 6 accounts, making 36. It means you have at least 3 persons, maybe 4. It can also mean out of the what? The 36 accounts, one account was brought by 36 individuals, which means you have 36 code but from 36 persons. All right? It's any of these possibilities. It can be a mixture of 3 accounts, 1 account, 3 accounts, 7 accounts, 15 accounts, whatever. But the most important thing, at the end of the day, cumulative, the number of accounts that was registered in your team, all right, is a total of 36. Once you get this, you can graduate to the secondary. Now, when you graduate to the secondary, what it means, you're already registered in the primary, Of course, you're already in the primary to get into the secondary. Now, the idea is you can select people from those people that are already in your team. That's why I brought that criteria, that this person already knows the 4 keys of discipleship, of effective discipleship. Meaning, while you are busy in the primary generating income, generating the codes, initially we're already doing what? You're already doing the needful, helping people get on their feet. Have you not been so? That's why when you get into the secondary, all you simply do is select key people. Sometimes by the time you're getting into secondary, you already have like 30, 40 people in your team. Sometimes 50 persons in your team, but you don't need 50 persons. You need a maximum of how many? 7. That's the maximum you can take. All right. You take a maximum of 7 persons. That's it. All right. But and a minimum of how many? 3. If you even have 2, it is still possible, especially if there are 1 on the left and another on the right. All right. At least you have 2 strong points, but the minimum actually is 3. All right. But if you have 2 very, very well dogged and target persons who are willing to run this primary challenge, you are still good to go. Now, the idea is these people are your key primary challengers. Now, what it simply means is while you are in the secondary challenge, they are the most important people in your business. They are the people that deserve the most of your attention for regulation. All right, that is it. So you can become a what? A secondary challenger while you are up a primary. All right, that is it. And guess what? At that secondary challenge, all right, what is the prime modus operandi? What's the main mode of operation? If you're in the primary challenge, what are you supposed to be doing? What is your responsibility? What are your activities that can help you actualize those things? Your main mode of operation. If you are a primary challenge, your main mode of operation, I will relate it to the training I did. Understand the picture of a productive day. So when you wake up in the morning, of course, his first one is what? Of course, your normal spiritual devotion, make your prayers and everything, set your day right, commit your business to God. That's our first candidate for Jabi. Good. Now, coming to the next thing is when you're in primary challenge, you should be in what? If you're not in cell meeting and you're primary challenge, it's like a joke. Even if you are on part-time, even if you are busy with other things, it's only natural that you should join the summit, even if it's on Zoom. Join it on Zoom. You might not be around, wherever you are, like people are on Zoom now. Just join that cell meeting, get an idea of what your leader is setting for the day, and then know how to plan it. Even when you are at work, you just know how to chip in the time and just know how to plan your day and get results. So be on cell meeting. All right. So for the primary challenge, it means you should be on cell meeting. Understand it. So this is from your pragmatic day. All right. And guess what? For the primary challenge, activity allocation. Activities are allocated to you. And you also allocate. You are allocating if you have team members. Now, what are you allocating? You are allocating maybe people that are going through the SMO, people that maybe know IPV and IPI in your team. You can teach them all that. Have you not been so? Yeah. Good. But most times your leader allocates to you, tell you what to do. All right. And guess what? Once that is done, what do you do as a primary challenger? Straight to go and start your invitation. After cell meeting, what is the normal thing? Straight to invitation. All right. And guess what? You can use any of the systems you already know. That's why I say it was a criteria that you master the invitation skill. Can you see how everything is connecting? So you can use, and we talk about invitation, we say P what 10 minimum. What is P10? The power of 10, which means what? What does that literally mean? Making invitation, at least as a primary challenger, don't let a day pass that for that whole day you didn't invite up to 10 persons to see your opportunity. It is only normal and reasonable that you should do it as early as possible of that day. Immediately after cell meeting, first things first, do your P10. Even if you're going to get other activities engaging yourself, first quickly get your P10 done. All right, that is it. So you can do more. Take note. But let's say you are going to be busy for that day with other things. For this 10, don't go less. All right, that's what we call it the minimum. All right, and of course, follow-ups are part of what you do. People you booked the previous day, you invited, I didn't attend the event, they had one excuse, you follow them up, you revisit the contact. I think I explained this in that training, right? But some of you can still make reference to that training. And I know some of you like that training. You were just disturbing me too much after that training. The video is there, you can come and collect it so that you stop disturbing, okay? That's it. All right, and I think that training was activities in the field that makes you a 7-figure earner. Good, so you can get the video of it and listen to it. All right, and then what next? Days monitoring and regulation of downlines through the SMO checklist, etc. Some of the primary challengers already have people under them that knows how to book. So they can allocate activities and guess what, they can monitor. Some of them have people that are going through SMO checklist. At the end of the day, guess what, they set activity. And after then, as a primary challenger, what is the most important after all this? What next? What is the important, the final and the most important at the end of the day? And that's it. You submit report or you give feedback to your leader. Yes, feedback. So if you're in primary challenge, at the end of the day, don't make this mistake. Don't be this person that is just firing on your own. You are just doing on your own. Try and error. Okay, hey, nothing happened today. Maybe tomorrow it will happen. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Don't do that. At the end of the day, just give a feedback to your leader. There is a report format on the challenge 36. All you just need to do, just include the figures of what you did. You have it, number of people booked, number of people invited, number of people that attended, and all that and all that. How many minutes does it take to compile your report on the average? Less than a minute. Within a minute, you are done with your report. You don't need to be writing letter. You don't need to write that kind of long letters. You write, okay, how are you doing, sir? If you are very, I hope you are fine. If so, thanks be to God Almighty. I hope you woke up in the good side of it. You don't need all those things. Oh, you just put the figure, boom, and send it. That's all. Less than a minute, you are done. Your leader looks at it and can have an idea of how to plan your activities. All right, that's it. So report and feedback is very, very key when you're in challenge 36. Now let's talk about the next one, which is what? Secondary criteria. Now for the secondary criteria, this is it. All primary criteria, everything we talked about in primary criteria, all right, is part and parcel of the criteria for secondary, except that you must have a high level of mastery and deeper sense of responsibility. That's it. So guess what? As a secondary person, do you need to know how to invite? It's compulsory. As a secondary person, do you need to know how to present? Yes. This time is not, it is presentation is optionally what? The truth is this, if you don't know how to present, your leader will add you into the secondary. Take note. It's not a criteria to be added into the secondary, but it's a criteria to succeed and survive in the secondary. So you might not know how to present, you might not know how to do all these things, but you generated it at Cisco, boom, you can be added. But what usually, you need to hold the marker, yes. Because he that holds the marker makes the money. Makes the money. The money enters the person that is holding the marker. That's it. He that holds the marker makes the money. So understand it. So it's optionally compulsory because even if you generate the taxis code, the truth is this, whether you know how to present or not, your leader will still add you into challenge 36 seconds. Yes. But let me tell you the reality. How long will the person last? 1 month. You come back to primary, you generate the taxis code again. And then you come back. Now, do you know the reason why people who enter secondary they get demoted? Somebody asks why. I'll tell you. It's because these things I'm explaining, they fail to understand and follow it. Now, why do you need to know how to present? You see, in primary, you need to know how to book because you are booking for your team members. Now you can count your code by yourself. It's easy to generate that sys code as an individual. But why you need to know how to present? Because your target in secondary is not to generate that sys codes. Your target is no longer to generate that sys code. Your business capacity has gone beyond that. As a primary, you are thinking of how to get that sys code. But in secondary, you are not thinking about that sys code. That sys code is not your headache. What is your thinking? How to raise secondaries to become elites. That's your headache. And the only way you can raise secondary, what it simply means is this. That's why I say with a deeper sense of responsibility. Go and check those that entered secondary and got demoted. Most of them, some of them don't know how to present. But even those that know how to present, check them very well. They were not running, they were not acting on the knowledge. They were not present. Check the presentations they did for that month. How many home launches did they fix for their team members? They didn't do it. Maybe 1, 2, maybe none. You get the logic? So they are presenters by skill, but by application, they were not doing it. So you, being in secondary, you want to be fixing launches for your team members. You are booking. They are booking. You are regulating them. You are doing everything. But guess what you are also doing? Anything from Monday like this, after sale meeting and all that, guess what you are doing? As you are applying the bookings and everything, you are calling those that you know that are eligible. And you are applying their home launches already from the beginning of the week. And that's what the secondary does. So if you are not doing that automatically, you know what will happen? A whole 1 week will pass. You didn't run a single launch for anybody in your team. And at the end of the day, that's the reason why you see a person is in secondary and the person is having, how many did you invite today? He said 10. Is it not laughable? When you have 3 people in secondary and each of them should be inviting 10, 10, 10, plus your own 10, you should be saying 40 invited. You are saying, how many invited today? You say 10. It's only laughable because why? You've not what? Built people's capacity. That's why we say everything in primary is compulsory for you, but with a deeper sense of responsibility. So presentation is optionally compulsory. If you must stay there, you need to know how to present. But if you just want to be there and drop out, no problem. Are we learning something? Yes. Understand it? All right. That is it. Now, what are the targets and possibilities of secondary? All right. Now, in secondary, P500 is very much possible. Becoming a 500,000 monthly earner is no big deal. It's no big deal. It's so possible. Even with less than 15, even with less than 15, you can get it done. It's possible. All right. It's more possible. All right. That is it. And beyond that, there are other things you can earn. So for those of you that are saying, I want to be a millionaire, I want to look at it. This is where it is. Get into secondary first. All right. So you can become a monthly millionaire earner. But you know, it's different from monthly millionaire mentor or 2-comma, right? That is another possibility in secondary. You can become a what? A 2-comma. Meaning you can sustain it even for 3 months and you can become a 2-comma club member. That's another higher rank. Another possibility of secondary also is MMM. Please, it's not money monkey. It's not monkey money. Yeah? You know what I mean by MMM, right? What is MMM here? I know some people got afraid. MMM. They don't want to hear that thing again. Those people, once bitten, twice shy, right? That the money making machine or monkey money machine or something. But MMM simply means monthly millionaire mentor. All right, that is it. What it means, even in secondary, you can start training other people who are millionaires. Becoming a millionaire in secondary is very possible. In fact, not just to be a millionaire, you can start training other people who are what? Who are millionaires. And another possibility and in secondary is what? That's where you can start seeing vacations. But the major thing about those vacations is sometimes you have to strive, to qualify. You need to put in some activities to qualify. But it's more possible. Then it's in fact, it's so close to you. It's just a bridge, you just cross it and you get in. All right? That's it. Another possibility in secondary is what? What did I say? Other current cash and awards and benefits for elites. And let me make this clear. There's something on board. That's why I put it. I say currently it's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be pleased to announce to you. All right. For those of you that attended, it's not news to you, but for those of you that are not aware, when you are in the secondary, remember your target is to raise secondary, meaning you've done it. You generated that 6 code, you entered secondary. Your target now is to select that between 3 to 7 persons whom you're going to raise to come and join you in the secondary. So you can be a secondary challenger, but you can be an elite. Once you raise 1 person that generates that 6 code, you become a what? Elite 1. If you raise 2 persons that become a secondary, you become a what? Elite 2. And that's how you continue to count your elite, meaning it's like a rank. I am not only in the secondary, but I have raised 10 persons. 10 persons that have generated that 6 code within a month and they have joined me in the secondary. You are elite 10. And once you're able to successfully raise 12 of it, what happens? You get to the next level, which is tertiary. Now, here it is. There's something going on currently, and this is amazing. This is beautiful. There's something going on at the moment. All right. This is something that's been opened by the mastermind for all tertiary challengers. And this got me wishing that I can just go back and demote myself to become a secondary challenger. And when I said that, people were laughing. It is true. Now look at it. If you are in the secondary and you are successfully able to raise, how many secondary? 3, right? 3. Within a month, you're able to raise 3 people that get into the secondary. 3 persons. They got into the secondary. You raise 3. Do you know what happens? How much is the price? 200,000 cash for you. Plus the money you made. Remember when you're in secondary, you're generating income. And if you are raising those secondary, for you to raise 3 secondaries, can you imagine what you make that month? Minimum 600. That's the minimum. If you raise 3 people that entered secondary spread across your legs, you can make over $1 million. It's possible. And then in addition to that, you are going to be giving extra how much? 200,000 dash. So take note of that. If you raise 3 people that get into secondary, the lowest you should make is 600,000. In fact, you will actually even make over $1 million. It's possible to make $1 million from raising 3 secondary. In fact, it's possible to make more than that. But in addition, you're getting 200,000 just free money. Just take it, go away with it, and do whatever you like with it. Is this not good? Pardon? Yeah, that's a millionaire project plan. Redefined, like he said, right? And guess what? If you are able to successfully raise 5 people, how much is that? 500,000. If you raise 5 persons that entered secondary in a month, your income can clock over 2 million. But in addition to that, yes, I understand the mass of it. I don't want to go into numbers and this, but guess what? Your income can get into what? Over 2 million. In fact, you can make about 2.5 million being an elite 5. Especially if you have 15 accounts, yes. Even with 7 accounts, you can make a lot. But guess what? You will be added upon 500,000 naira. Wow. The question is, what do they do for primary challenge? What am I doing? Why am I wasting my time in primary challenge? Please turn to somebody beside you. Tell the person, generate taxes code. Tell him also, say, come up for primary. Tell him that is not where you belong. Get into secondary as quick as possible. Because they are cash giveaways. You are making more money and they're still adding more money on top for you. Unfair advantage. Somebody said, like I see people that said, 6 years in school, 6 years in school, even 1 naira in no make for school. And then you are here. And guess what? This secondary challenge you can enter within how many months in your business? It's in that same month. You can join this month, and by this month or the next month, you can still enter secondary challenge. These things we are talking about, 500,000 added to you. You can get this thing even in your 3rd month in the business. You're already doing this. Yes, but it all depends on the level of fire you are willing to add to your business. You will not be one of those persons that is doing this business and pursuing another passion. Yes, barbing is my passion. You can't think about it. Please, sorry if you're a barber. I know this barbing keeps entering my mouth. Let's move on. All right. Another target and possibility for secondary challenge is what? Tertiary challenge. Because guess what? You've been able to raise 12 persons successfully who are what? Who have generated a 6 code and they're in secondary. You become a tertiary supervisor. So it means you have elite 1, elite 2, elite 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, elite 11, elite 12 automatically gets you into tertiary. All right. That is it. So what is the mode of operation of secondary? Please, I'm taking my time to break this down because people ask for this, and I know how important it is, right? That is, so what is the mode of operation for secondary? Now let us look at it from your pragmatic day picture. Now look at how it is. Of course, it's the same thing, spiritual devotion for everybody, even if you like, be tertiary or wherever you are. Hand over your business to good. Then the next thing is the cell meeting. But in this time in cell meeting, you should be a cell leader. If you are not one, then you should be considering being one. Did you get it? What it means, you should have done a couple of cycles with your leader. You understand the basic skill. If you know, as a secondary, you already know how to present. You already know how to what? Invite, all these things, most of these things you can promote and all that. So it means you can train on the skills. It means you can anchor a cell meeting. So on the secondary level, you should be a cell leader. But even if you're not a cell leader, guess what? You should ensure that you're actively on cell meeting with your cell leader. But what is important here? You must ensure that you're getting as many as possible of your team members to be part of that cell meeting. And of course, as a secondary, guess what? Your leader will sit with you and do tactics with you. But you see this activity allocation, you must allocate activities for your primaries. And guess what? You do this time, you are the one ensure that that they get what they need to do done. You ensure that they do their invitations, they do everything they are supposed to do. All right, you are the one regulating it. And as a secondary, of course, you do follow up too, and you encourage your team members to do it. You fix home lunches and you run it for your team members, right? And guess what? Monitoring, regulation, SMO checklists, you do all these things too. The only difference between you and the primary is that you have a deeper sense of responsibility. And guess what? You have a high level of mastery. You are far better than the person in primary because you understand it more. And of course, you can't leave this out, which is also what? Feedback and report. so that you can be well mentored, so that when you are making mistakes, it can be quickly detected. All right, that is it. And the next one is what? Tertiary challenge. All right. So what is the tertiary challenge criteria? All secondary criteria, but with a high level of mastery, with deeper sense of responsibility. In fact, it's full-time. Why would it not be full-time? What else do you want to go and do? Even in secondary, you should be full-time. If we have primary full-time, so how will somebody be in tertiary and not? Is it even possible to even enter tertiary without being a full-time person? No. Not possible. How will you mentor 12 to enter tertiary? All right. So why shouldn't you be on this? Because in tertiary challenge, the lowest income you should make in a month is just unreasonable for you to make 2.5 million naira in a month. It's not, that should be the minimum. Not in tertiary challenge, it is not possible for you to make 2.5 million naira in a month. It's a bad result. Yes.
The failure points. 12. That's the failure points.
Yeah. Anyhow it is. I'm in tertiary challenge. As at less than the first 2 weeks of this month, I've already crossed more than 2.5 million. Before the first 2 weeks of this month, I've already crossed over running close to 3 million. That's how tertiary challenge works. Yes. So in tertiary challenge, why? So if you are working in a place where your guy pays you 4 million, 5 million in a month, you tell the person that you have passion for barbing or passion for hairdressing and pursuing other things. Please, if you are paying somebody 4 million, 5 million, 6 million in a month, how many hours should the person work for you? And you want to be in tertiary challenge and be having passion as barbing, have you? There is God. That's the only thing I'll tell you. All right. In tertiary challenge, guess what? In fact, your core focus is you want to count the number of presenters you are mentoring. It's not about you being knowing how to present. That's not what you are negotiating now. It's you are raising presenters, chunking them into the field like water. Yes. In fact, it's even mandatory. It's not like you are not thinking of, okay, should I know how to present or not? What you are doing is you are chunking them, as in you are releasing them. That's what you are doing in tertiary challenge. You are just raising them. You are putting them on the field. You are regulating them. That's what you do. And the more of this you do, the better for you, right? And it's an absolute full-time commitment to the vision. No part-time. It's not a part-time deal. And it's just reasonable that if this business is paying you 5 million naira, please, I see no reason why you should be pursuing. Because if it's paying you 5 million naira, guess what? Is that where it's going to stop paying you? No, can't stop there. Can't stop there. There's room for what? For more growth. So guess what? What are the possibilities for tertiary? What are the possibilities? What is your target and possibilities for tertiary? Guess what? What is the first possibility? Some of you didn't see. Did you see what I put there? That's not your target. It's not a possibility. It's an already done deal a long time ago. That's why I put what? It's not your target. You're not thinking 500. If you make 500,000 a month as a tertiary supervisor, guess what? Something must have happened that month. In fact, let me be honest with you. May I be honest with you? Even village people cannot make this in tertiary supervisor. Because the only way village people can do this is to hold not only you, hold every, the whole 12 people you raised. They finished all of them plus you. Did you get the logic? Even if people know you, they don't know them. That's the reason why 500 is not a thing. It's not a prayer point for you. All right. Monthly millionaire earner, is it your prayer point? No. No, not for tertiary. You're not thinking about monthly millionaire, being a monthly millionaire. No. No. Dr. Lajamba is not thinking about being a millionaire. Dr. Omar is not thinking about being a millionaire. No. Is Ambassador Juliet thinking about being a millionaire? No. Not thinking about being a millionaire. That one is off the prayer point. Your prayer, as you move up, your prayer point begins to reduce. Your prayer begins to less. You stop the casting and binding. It reduces naturally. You stop seeing bad dreams. Naturally, what? Some of you will be dreaming they are pursuing you with axe in your dream. You don't know. Sometimes poverty. You don't know. Wake up. This person has nobody is pursuing you. It's bills. You know, there's a way bills. There's some kind of bills that will be on you. thinking house, thinking. You're thinking many things. Bills, you start making things for sure. In tertiary, those are no longer your prayer points. Imagine I wake up now to God, please make me a millionaire. No, it's not the prayer point. You start your prayer point is you can be praying things like, oh God, please help me, let me raise so small number of millionaires. Let me do it. That one makes more sense. Those are kind of prayers you'll be making. But the one now your prayer point is not your prayer point is to become a millionaire for many of you. But at tertiary level, guess what? This is not a prayer point for you. All right. At tertiary level, 2 comma club is not even a prayer point. I forgot to put the X there. It's not a prayer point. At tertiary level, 2 comma point is not a prayer point. At tertiary level, guess what? You are already a monthly millionaire mentor. All right. 2 comma club is very, very possible at tertiary, yes. And most times it's not a prayer point because you will achieve it. Because by the time before you enter tertiary, it's already a done deal. Before you successfully raise people, 12 persons, definitely you would have sustained it over 3 months. All right. And you're a monthly millionaire mentor. These are possibilities. And that possibility is what? Now let me tell you the difference between the vacation of secondary and tertiary. When you're in secondary, guess what? You can run for the qualification and you can qualify. But in tertiary, do you know how it is? How is it for tertiary? If they say they are traveling to America, anytime they are traveling, it is you that will say you are not going. You are not running a qualification in tertiary. You don't run qualification. I don't run qualification for tertiary. Have you ever seen me trying, oh, let me run? Okay, let me happen. No. I don't run qualification for vacation. Yes, they gave me a vacation. But I said, no. I won't have time. There's something I'm pursuing. I won't be able to travel for this vacation. Somebody said, let me take it. Dr. Victor gave me a vacation. He said, man, we are traveling. I said, sir, please, there's something I'm pursuing. Please, the next vacation I will go. I won't have time this time. So if it is you that I was giving that, all of you will run. So I said, let's travel to Dubai. I said, no. And then Dubai released another one. Let's travel to Dubai. Claim it. Did I claim? I've not even claimed it yet. It's still there. Any vacation they are talking about, even if they are traveling to anywhere, any part of the world, you already know you are qualified. You know. So if you hear they say, oh, they are traveling to South Korea, they are traveling to even North Korea, they are traveling to Sambisa, anywhere they are traveling to. Okay, South Africa. So if they say they are traveling anywhere, guess what? In your mind, even before they mention VA, you already know you're already there. It's free. It's free vacation for those of you that are interested. All right. And who is running the qualification? Legacy builder. All right. So any vacation you are qualified for it. Period. That's it. All right. That's it. You don't run qualification. It's automatic qualification. Anywhere they are traveling, anywhere, any part of the world, you're already qualified. You already met the criteria. That's how it is. Automatic. That's how it is. All right. Another thing again is this: other current cash giveaway and benefits. This one is a mistake. This is what I put there. So can you get those cash giveaways and benefits and all? Can you get that one? No. You are the one giving the cash giveaway. Yes. Wow. You are the one doing the cash giveaway.
You also qualified for several times. The last time I denied you, say me giving.
In fact, there was a time. How many of you remember there was a time they were doing some? This. What's that? Fastest finger. And guess what? My finger became very fast that day. They asked a question, boom, I was the first to answer it. And my name was there. He called the names, and he just called, he said, I've seen the name here, but that name, I cannot give this person cash. And that name was me. Cash giveaways and all those things is off you because you are the one doing the cash giveaway. Why shouldn't you do cash giveaway when you are making millions of naira money? Pardon? You are even arranging vacations. At tertiary level, you should be arranging vacations. That's it. So you are not the one thinking of, oh, should I qualify? You are the one arranging the vacation. You are the one giving the cash giveaway. All right? That is. Hi. Oh, no. People need to be on this thing. All right? That is it. All right? So guess what? At tertiary level, please, this one is a typo error. At tertiary level, you're not thinking about tertiary. I don't know what is going to be next after tertiary. All right? At the moment, we don't know. Maybe professor, like some of you said. All right? That is it. And guess what? This is the next. Which is what? 8-figure monthly income. So this is a possibility you are now pursuing. At tertiary level, you might not be making 8-figure, but that's what you are pursuing. It is clearer now. You can be thinking of making above 10 million naira. It is possible for you to pursue it. At this level, where you're in the primary, forget it. Don't pursue 8-figure. Even 7-figure, forget it. All right? That's it. Because pursuing 10 million naira in a month is not a single man thing. No, it's not. All right? That's it. 8-figure monthly income. And once you successfully do that, what does that mean? Global leadership. You become a what? A G leader. That's it. You become a what? A G leader. So these are the what? These are the hierarchies, and even more. Why did I say and more? Because why? There are even more things to come out, which I can't tell you. More things will come out. All right? That is it. And have you learned something today? Yeah. Is the roadmap of Challenge 36 clearer to you now? Yes. For those of you that are new in the business, you've been hearing Challenge 36, Challenge 36, Challenge 36. Does it make any sense to you now? Yes. It makes more sense, right? If you're one of those confused, you're a little confused, you're not still too clear and all that, please, can I see your hand? Please feel very free. There's some things not too clear. Somebody say, enjoy the confusion. Enjoy the confusion, all right? Don't worry, I'll give you room. Maybe you're going to ask questions. But before I do that, I'll tell you, thank you, God bless you. But please take note of something, all right? I'm done with this training, but I want to do this. There's something massive coming up this week. What is that? Pardon? Let me pause this recording. Okay, no, I think I can record everything. Can I resplit this thing later? This is going to be a single video, but can I resplit it? Because I want to have this, what I just did, to be a roadmap. It's going to be a new Millionaire project plan. But this video I'm going to put in addition to this, can I separate it? I can separate later, right? After I'm done, please, someone going to help me separate, partition the video, all right? Now, what I'm about to say, what I just did is a 1-hour video, and it's going to be our Millionaire project plan. All right, it's going to be our new Millionaire project plan. Anybody coming to the business, once you get to that aspect, study the Millionaire project plan. I think this makes more sense. Yeah. All right, it's going to help them understand it deeper. All right, deeper. That is it. So for Challenge 36 tertiary, you can make over 10 million naira, 15 million naira, 100, whatever. Anything is possible. Anything is possible with that. All right. That's it. Now, please let's pay attention. All right. We're going to repetition this. This second aspect of it is there's something massive. Can you hear me now? Yes. Can you?